Hello everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about one of the foreign trained nurses who is working in the UK. We're going to be discussing the good, the bad experiences and some of the learning experiences that we have had as foreign trained nurses in the UK. As you know, we've all come from different countries, we have different cultures, we have different ways of doing things before moving to the UK, and along the journey we have had very good experiences and we have had some bad experiences, and we have learned out of those experiences. I think these would be very important to listen to, and this might be something which would help you on your learning journey as a foreign trained nurse who have possibly recently relocated to the UK, or maybe you've been here for a couple of years. Anyway, you need to watch the video to the end. You're welcome back to the main video. So as I said in the introduction, I have one of my colleague, international or foreign trained nurses on my channel today, and we're going to be talking about the good experiences, the bad experiences, and some of our learning experiences as foreign nurses who have relocated to the UK. So I'm going to ask my guest to introduce herself. You're welcome to my channel, Mabel. Please, can you introduce yourself?
Oh, hello everyone. My name is Mabel now. I used to be Mabel Osu, and I am an overseas trained nurse as Becky. And I work in Manchester now, and I do more with acute stroke, emergency and acute stroke.
Okay, so how long have you been in the UK, Mabel?
So I've been in the UK since 2001.
20
Yeah,
years or 22 years, is it?
22 years. But out of that, I have worked with the NHS for 20 years because I had to go through registering with the National Midwifery Council here, the NMC. It used to be the UKCC at that time.
Yeah.
So I had to do the adaptation program for overseas trained nurses to be registered with them before I started working in 2003. So I've worked with the NHS for 20 years. Yes.
Just like myself. So one thing we haven't said earlier is the fact that Mabel and I went to University of Ghana together, and we both graduated in 2000. We graduated in 1999, but we did our next in 2000, and everybody have relocated to wherever they have to. So did you work in Ghana before relocating to the UK?
I never did.
Okay.
So I don't know how it feels like. I got a job at the university hospital, the Legon Hospital.
Yeah.
But I didn't start. I had to come here immediately after, to join my husband.
All right. So husband was here and you had to join. Yeah. Okay. And actually, I think some people, as you know, when we complete university those days as graduate nurses, they used to call us, don't even get a job straight away, isn't it? We have to apply. I remember I applied to the police hospital. No, it's a 37 military hospital. And I didn't hear anything.
But you have to go around with your certificate. I do remember when we went, before we finished, we had certificates, me and some of our roommates. Yeah. We went around private hospitals everywhere looking for jobs. It wasn't very, very friendly, I would say, around that time for graduate nurses. Yeah, it was very difficult. So making that decision to come here was very, very easy for me.
Yeah, exactly. I think I tried to join the police and they went and they checked my height and they thought this one is not good.
Oh, wow.
This one is not good enough for the police service. As a nurse, I thought I would work in the Ghana Police Hospital and like a police
Yeah.
nurse. I didn't even know if I would have survived that training.
Oh, I don't know why they'll refuse you.
Anyway, so when you relocated to the UK, what was your process? What different specialties? How did you start until where
Yeah,
you are now?
yeah. So I had started registering with the UKCC. So I had all my documents sent out to the council before I got here. And
Okay.
when I came here, my husband was a student in Glasgow, Strathclyde University. So we were there and I started work in care homes whilst I was waiting for everything to come through to make for the decisions to be made, yeah, for me to start.
Yeah.
So I was a carer, became a senior carer, and then I got the adaptation program booked in Southport. It's called Southport and Ormskirk NHS Trust, but that's closer somewhere in Liverpool. So I went there and I worked for the 6 months and then got my PIN from the council. But when I got my PIN, I did not stay in Southport. The place is so quiet. Yeah, so I got a job in North Manchester General Hospital as a qualified nurse, well, overseas trained nurse, staff nurse, band D grade. That's what they used to call it, band D. So I started working in a medical ward, and then that was eventually changed into a stroke unit in 2006. And then from there, 2012, they did the stroke reconfiguration of stroke services within North Manchester, Greater Manchester. And then because of that, they moved us all, that team, to join. They put us all together with other trust in Fairfield, yeah, buried the stroke unit. But I did not stay there for long because of, childcare issues and traveling on motorways and all that in the morning when you have to do school runs and everything else. So I moved and I got a job in Salford Royal, where I have been till now.
So currently you are into stroke, are you?
I am. It's all strokes. So we do emergency strokes and then the acute stroke. We call it hyperacute stroke. The emergency strokes, we receive patients from all across Greater Manchester with the Northwest Ambulance. They come to the emergency department, and if they are within the hours for thrombolysis, then we give the thrombolysis treatment and then stabilize them before we send them to the wards. Or if they've got the bleeds. So it's just anybody who shows symptoms as a stroke. So we screen them. Either they are the ischemic stroke, where we go the stroke thrombolysis pathway, or they are the hemorrhagic stroke, where we stabilize them, liaise with neurosurgeons. If there's any intervention that they can give, they also give. And then we've got the thrombectomy now, which is doing really well. So we do the clot retrieval. We prepare the patients for theatre, and then they go for the clot retrieval before they are brought to the ward, the hyperacute stroke unit. So it's quite busy, but it's very fun. Yeah.
So you have got quite a lot of experience in stroke nursing now, or stroke medicine, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe one day we have to go to Ghana and start something. You are into stroke, I'm into headaches, someone is into DVT, and we can, you never know, set up a big nurse
That
like.
would be fantastic. That would be very, very nice. And to just
Yeah.
try to give you the feel of working within your own communities. It would be really nice. I would like to have that experience in some time
Yeah.
and see what I can also deliver.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something to give something back, isn't it?
Give something back. I'll be really happy to look
Yeah.
forward to something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So since you have been here, in your experience, what are some of the bad experiences you have found as a foreign trained nurse working in the UK?
It has it's been challenging in in diverse ways. If you come to the house, you're very on your own. You have to do everything yourself. Career and family, putting them together, it's quite hard. It's quite difficult. But then it builds you up. It makes you very, very independent. You do things that probably you look back and think, did I really do that? Did I go through all these by myself? It makes you very, very independent and capable. You are exposed to learning areas. Most of them are learning curves, and they bring you out, in totality, a very strong person. And of course, economically, it's good compared to what would have been paid, because that time when I got the job in the University Legon Hospital, I lived in Kumasi, so I had to look for accommodation, and looking at the money that they were going to give me, I didn't know how I was going to survive. But getting the chance here, the work that you get economically has been good. It helps a few things in a few areas, support family wise. It's been okay. It helps.
But there are any bad experiences you've had, be it family, work, societal?
Yes. Of course, we are overseas trained nurses, and then working in an environment where, especially the beginning, it was hard. That nearly sent me back home because working in a different environment with different people, and different people of different beliefs, and the community, it's trying to fit in. It's not easy. You may find so many of them racial, issues are just there in the face, subtle ones, and then the very ones that are
micro ones,
the ones that are subtle, there are so many, and then of course the ones that are bare in the face. That one, you have to be able to cope with all these. Being able to do shift work, being able to do your contracted hours with kids, and it's not easy, because think about the fact that if you were home, you have extended families, you've got your parents, moms are there to help you and all that. But how long have we done it now? 20 years.
20 and years plus.
The kids are growing.
That's it. And like with the work environment, something which I found common, I have had it, and a few people who have spoken to me have also talked about it, is the fact that because the overseas trained nurse, when they get to the work environment, people look at them and think that they don't know anything. So you're being watched. But people have forgotten that we came from places where majority of the nurses who are coming here are very well experienced. The only difficulty or the difference may be the fact that there are certain equipments that are being used here that we have never seen before or used before. There are certain medical terms that they use here that maybe it's not something common to us. So instead of feeling supported, sometimes it's like you're being watched, But
you go through the process where, for my experiences, I have worked night just to be able to balance my work, family, that experience. And because of that, sometimes if there is any post or any improvement, go for it. You can't do it. You can't do it. So you have to, that it's not made easier for you to be able to accommodate all those things. So you watch a lot of your juniors come past you, and sometimes it can be very, very humiliating, because you'll be there and somebody will walk past you and then go and ask the next person, and then they will direct them back to you and it's quite painful.
I remember when I started as well on the ward, and became a registered nurse. You know, we have different uniform. Care assistants have different
Yeah.
uniforms. Sometimes families would rather speak to the care assistants
Yeah. Yeah.
who, you know, who are from
Yeah.
here. And then that care assistant will turn around and say, oh, this is the nurse before they come to you. And
Come
sometimes
to you.
that can affect you. And another thing you picked on was the fact that you're very well experienced. You have mentored some of the newly qualified nurses, but because of the fact of childcare, and you have to take up night duties, it makes it difficult for people to progress professionally. You might see a band 6, band 7 roles, which you fit really well and you're
Really well.
well qualified for it. But at the same time, to take some of these positions, you would have to be working most of the day rather than night. You are needed more in the day than at night. So that is one of the disadvantages to us in this.
And I see that trend runs so much within
Yes.
overseas nurses. You
Yes.
see all of them. It runs, that seems to be the problem all
Yes.
around.
Yeah.
And,
Because you sacrifice your child care for your personal development, and you would rather your child comes out
oh, yeah.
well rather
Anytime.
than exactly, isn't it? Okay, so we've talked about some of the bad experiences, and what are some of the good experiences that you have had as an overseas trained nurse working in the UK?
Oh, I have, though I have not had the chance to be able to step up to some of these, but I have really enjoyed it. You do get that kind of recognition sometimes.
Yes.
That, oh yeah, she's the one that you can speak
You
to.
need to speak
You
to.
can, yeah. And I feel I'm able to give my support to a lot of people. I'm able to watch my children grow, be there to be involved with so many things that they have to do whilst you're growing up, going through the educational system. And of course, financially, you become adequate to be able to support your family.
Back home, yes.
I'm able to look after my mom, my dad, yes, of course. And then anyone that comes that I'm able to support. I do, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing you said about childcare is, as you said, it is nice when we were back home, and those of us who had maybe our first children when we were back off child, when we were back home, you have that family support. Your mom will come around, bath the baby for you. They make the soup, their benquine for you to drink so that all your the breast milk would
flow.
flow.
Well, I have to tell you, my God, I used to say, I have said, I do remember when I had my first child, I had not dreamt for 3 months. I did not know what dreaming was. Because this boy will not sleep. He did not want to sleep. And I was losing weight every week, every week when I go on the scale. Now I would love to be standing on the scale and then reducing that weight. That time, every time I went on the scale, I was reducing. I was losing weight. It was hard.
I know. So it's like we missed out of things like that where you're well looked after. They give you hot water, do this. You know, our moms have all these
Yeah,
tricks
I know.
about motherhood, but we couldn't. It's like I had cesarean session. I had no one around. It's just my husband, and we both have to. After 2 weeks, he has to go back to work, and it's like at night your wound is healing. You are in pain. Baby is crying. It's those are some of the difficulties as well, isn't it? Although I know we are talking about the positives. So we do a lot of these things on our own. It does help us get more involved with the growing of our children. So that's another good thing.
I liked it. I've been always there. Moms goes to work, they go to sleep. It's like magic. The following morning, when they are awake, you are there. Whether it's school meetings, hospital appointments, school programs, nativity program. Mom is
Football.
there.
You're there
Yeah,
with
yeah.
them doing their
She's
football
there. She'll
things.
be standing at the front of the school, the church, and when they are passing, give them a wave. You're absolutely tired, but you're still
You
there
still have
smiling.
to be there to show your
I
face, show
know.
your
Yeah,
support.
yeah.
So it's not easy. So some of the other good things the last time we were talking is about confidence as well in
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
Ability, yes, of course. Well, I can say that how I used to be, I'm sure Becky, you will understand. I'm not that person anymore.
Yeah.
This because you've been exposed to a wide range of things and you've gone through all these things. So you believe in yourself. If I have been able to do this, I can do that. So you're ready to step up to so many things that probably would have said, oh no,
Can't
that's not
do.
for me.
Yeah.
No, no.
And you did some other courses as well, didn't
Yeah,
you?
yes. 2010, I started doing the Masters in Public Health because we had the intention, myself and my husband, we thought we'll go back home. But the kids, so I went to do the Masters in Public Health at Manchester University, which I went through.
Yeah.
And I got it. But I think eventually that is coming up to be useful because looking around with my background experience and everything and that masters, now the kids are also moving ahead.
Yeah.
I am going to be using it to move myself forward. So it's going to be very useful.
So it was you funded your masters yourself in
Yeah,
public health.
yeah. I
Was it
paid for it.
online?
I did it part-time. There were times that you had to go. It's not bad. It's traveling to that place. It's within the city center, the Manchester University, from where we are.
Okay.
So it wasn't bad. So we had sessions going there, and then most of them were online.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah,
took
I did it part-time. I did it part-time, and then I paid so annually. So you choose your modules, and then you do them. It wasn't easy
because
I had to
having
do
children,
yeah,
working and doing
yeah,
masters, studying
yeah,
and doing everything.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
But I'm so proud. I am absolutely proud of that
You
I did.
must
Yeah.
be. Yeah, you
Yes, I
must be
went
very
through. Yeah.
proud of yourself
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
that. So, what are some of the learning experiences you have had in general after training in Ghana, not being able to work in Ghana, but you have come here? You started as a care assistant, you completed your Nursing and Midwifery Council registration. You've been working as a nurse for over 20 years, especially in the UK. What are some of your learning experiences in general about working in the UK as a nurse?
I think I have enjoyed it because so because I've not worked in Ghana, so I would not, but then being a student in Ghana, I knew the conditions under which I would have worked.
Yeah.
There's mentioned things may probably be, I think things are much improved from how we used to work. Yeah. But there used to be a lot of improvisation.
That's
no.
right.
It's not that much over here because we do have, even though we still complain here, but we do have a lot of the support to work with, to help you look after your patients. And it's nice as a nurse when you know that you have contributed to the health of this person. Or like if somebody comes in within the 4.5 hours to the emergency department and you run in, get injections, get this, get CT scans, get everything done. And then whilst you're thrombolizing, or the following day you come and then you can see if that person came with a very, very dense weakness and then you can see some improvement. You feel, I have contributed to it. And being a Christian, I feel that is, God has put me there to help do that, to help this person. And I have and that brings joy to your heart, to yourself, that you have done something. Yeah, you're contributing. Sometimes it's not recognized that much, but then I am always grateful for the fact that I have got the chance to do that, to make somebody's life different. Yes, really, and I like that. Yes, of course. Yeah. And you do all these things and you get rewarded. Believe you me, it's not easy, but then it is rewarding. Yes. Sometimes, majority of the time, you feel you are rewarded.
Appreciated as well.
Appreciated as well, yeah.
That's it. Well done, Mabel. So any survival strategies that helped you to work here?
I think just persevere, keep going, take one day at a time.
Yeah.
Don't be pushed back. Go ahead. It's not easy, but move ahead. Eventually, you come to be happy that you have done this. When you've come a long way, so I've come a long way, but then this is a massive thing, massive achievement for yourself.
Very true. So if you were young, would you do it all over again, or would you change anything?
No, I wouldn't mind. I'll do it all over again. Yeah, but this time, if I were young and if you knew what you were going to go through, you would know. So that is the advice I give to a few young people or people who start all over. I've seen a few Ghanaians nurses here. I do see them around. And what I encourage, like, it's not going to be easy, but then things will get better. Things do get better. So I would not change a thing. I'm happy.
Yeah, that's right. As you said, you shouldn't be under any illusion that it's going to be easy. I'm traveling overseas. I'm going to work as a nurse. You get here and you realize, you know what? Things
it's
are
a shortcut.
It's a big shock to the system. And
it's a shortcut. It's not the same. Well, I think the attitude.
Yeah.
Your attitude to work and a few things
will change.
Will have to change.
Yeah. And also the working hours back home, we're not used to the 12 long days, long hours, or 12-hour shifts. So that alone is a shock to the system for people. And perseverance is it. And be prepared. You're going to face a lot of challenges. But we overcame it, and we are still doing our best. And that's the only thing everyone can do, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Mabel, thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
You're welcome, always.
Yeah, it was really nice to have this chat with you, actually. So I hope you have all enjoyed this lovely chat with myself and Mabel. I might bring Mabel back again at some point. And
I'll be happy.
yeah, thank you, Mabel.
You're welcome.